I've been thinking about the AI, artificial intelligence, and they're a threat to everybody. Oh yeah, well actually they are, They're going to replace everybody, whatever we're going to be doing. But let's look at the very beginning, the first AI, the first guy who created artificial intelligence. What's his name again? Oh no. He did a method to convey information to someone else. I've got a 1 here. That's my 1 sheep there. And that's my 2 sheep there. And that's my 3 sheep there. That's my 4 sheep there, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I got the whole, how do I do something like this? Well, think about it. The first guy, to convert the number 5 wasn't 5 sticks, but a cross on 4 of these, a slash that said 5. Well, the Romans came around and the advanced cultures came around and they replaced that thing with a V. An X became a 10. Right. And somewhere, of course, credit was the Arabs, who came with a 0. Just a little 0. Wow, did that change Roman numerals? Because, right, now to signify 10, it's 1, 0. Whatever the numbers here would be, 1, 0 is 10, 1, 0, 0 is 100, 1, 0, 0, 4 is 1,000. That changed how people saw things, as did writing. Look at all the different languages there was there. You had somebody with a stick and a clay tablet conveying information. Usually it was numbers in the beginning as sheep. Then something to show it's a sheep. It's a fish. It's a dog. It's a horse. It's a cow. It's a goat. I have 20 fish that I caught I want to sell or give. Oh, how many fishes are you bringing? I can give you 1 fish to everybody here. How many people are here? Well, if they give me a clay tablet, I get that many fish or that many goats. I got that of goats. I just give them that many goats. Yes, those are your first artificial intelligence. Writing. You look at all the different types of writing around the planet. How words are putting. I don't mean just babble. I mean everything. Korean, Japanese, Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese. Right. English. Well, my English language is American English versus the European English. What's a boot? To me, it's a trunk. Right. English is strange. They drive on the wrong side of the street. But all that is conveyed. Now, that's all information. Anybody remember pre-computers? A little typewriter? Yeah. Does anybody remember typing and making a mistake? And sitting there with a little whiteout, the little jar of whiteout? Oh, that's artificial intelligence, whiteout. Right, typing over that. And then it came over along with the selector typewriter. Oh, I had to get one of those. Amount of typing I had to do. Carefully. And I happen to have a dictionary next to me. So I'm making sure my words are spelled correctly. Just because I can't speak the words, I want to make sure they're spelled correctly. And the selector typewriter did that. You know what killed the selector typewriter? Apple computer. That little keyboard, like we got in front of you, killed the selector typewriter. That little disk with Word on it, Microsoft Word, or what was it? Oh, there was something else pre-Word on it. I have the disk like that, but I don't remember what it is. Oh, well, whatever it is. Then it happened to have Word on it. You print out the word. Oh, that's wrong. You go slash, go back and slash and rewrite it down again. That little arrow back. Instead of backstop, space. Right. Then it would automatically switch to the next line and automatically switch to the next line. Right. And it's like, right. That Apple, I got an Apple II Plus. Wow, I can do this thing. And then when it came with a printer, I got a HP printer, little bitty printer like that, thing out. That saved a lot of time. I submitted to one of my teachers 3 or 4 of these papers, pages like that. How did you do this? What kind of typewriter is this? Oh, that's my little Apple computer. An Apple computer can do this? Yes. Wow. Now you look at your keyboard, I'm looking at keyboard here, and there's a print, delete, print screen, PRT-SCR, print screen. I'm quite sure it does. That really work? I don't know. I haven't done it before. Maybe I can do it. You got all these little keys in front of you. You want to go back to pre-computers? How's your penmanship? To any Hollywood writer out there, how's your penmanship? That dictionary, that's artificial intelligence. What do you mean? Well, how good of a speller are you? Do you know 150,000, as the Webster dictionary says, 150,000 English words? Can you spell them all correctly? Of course not. And you would like to have your Grammarly do it for you. It's artificial intelligence. You're not going to give up your computer. You're not going to give up your cell phone. How many people wear watches these days? You got a cell phone. It's, you not only speak a thing, you take pictures, you can take movies, you can transmit them around the world, and it has the time on it. And it's all automatically to wherever you live, that's the time it is today. And if you go to another section of the world, it corrects itself. Anybody willing to give up your cell phone, that artificial intelligence that you got sitting there? No. So they're completing that somewhere. Yes. My car has artificial intelligence on it. I get in it, I start it, and it goes through all these sensors on it, making sure my gas tank is full, the oil, all that sensors in there. And depending on where you live and your model of your car, it's just called the local, I drive a Chevy, it's just called the local Chevy dealership for upgrade information. Like your Apple computer does. You got an Apple computer, you got an Apple phone, you turn that on, and it calls home. Well, an Apple computer, you have awful hard to put a virus in it. Well, of course it's very hard to put a virus in it, because it just called home, it's checking your computer, and if there's a virus in it, they have an antivirus killing thing. That's right, Bowles. Think you're getting away with fun? They've always had that. Some of their advantage of having an Apple computer, it calls home all the time. And basically your cell phone most likely is calling home. Where's home? Local cell phone tower? China. All Chinese students coming to the United States, when they turn on their cell phone, it automatically calls back to the home country. You better know it, little boy. It's watching you. It's listening to your conversations. Well, that's what a Chinese telephone does. Your cell phone is made in China? Well, guess what, bozo? Big brother there is watching you here. How stupid Americans are. But the same thing with this computer. If I go online, let me see. Let me see if I can go online. I see my little... they're next door. They're over there. They're over there. They're over there. And they're all locked. Is my name on there? No. But I can look at theirs. There, 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 there. All within range of my machine. And if I go to another part of 3 blocks over and turn this on again, I get a whole new set of other people. If I go a mile away, turn this on, I get a whole new set of other people around my little laptop. And if I take it back to the office, I have a whole other set of things. Right. If I take it to this local library, they have Wi-Fi there. And I can bring up their system there and put it into my thing. But they have a certain Wi-Fi range, and once I go out of that range, I can no longer bring up the library. But am I willing to give up this old laptop? Well, as long as it can run Windows 10, I'm not willing to give it up. Well, will XP work on this thing? XP doesn't have... XP will have if I have a camera sitting on top of a monitor or a computer. Then it will work. Right. But don't count on it. I'm not willing to give up this laptop, but it is artificial intelligence. Yeah, it has Microsoft Word in it. What does that mean? It does my correcting and my spelling. So I don't have to constantly carry a big dictionary with me. This thing would have it. And as it goes up, say the 365, and it's not on this one, I can go on the Office one, it will do even more. And you basically rent the program for a year, and then they update it. Do I have those types of programs? Yes, I do. Are they on their computers? Yes, they are. So, a newer thing, and it does something else. It will ask me if I really want to have those words in the combination, that thing. There's a question mark there. It will ask me, do you want that thing, or should we correct it? What do you mean, correct it? That's the software you just bought, Sonny. It's the software you put in it. It's very likely it's not going to correct what's in here, but it's going to call home to a higher, bigger one of the servers, your artificial intelligence, and call that way. So whether you like it or not, your computer is connected to somewhere. And very likely connected to a dictionary base somewhere for the correct spelling. It doesn't have 150,000 words in it, but it happens to have access to something that does have 150,000 words in it. And if it's in the United States, it's most likely multi-language. Microsoft has a multi-language system. It's like buying a DVD with multi-languages on it. You got Spanish and French and German and all the European languages. Some have Arabic on it. Some of the Walt Disney movies like Mermaid are meant for Saudi Arabia, the Middle East. Well, Disney know they're going to be banned from there. Right. They're going to be banned. So what they make is CD or DVD with Arabic on it, the language. They're all speaking Arab language and that. And they know that they're going to be able to sell these in the black market of Indonesia. You better know it. Well, they won't show it at the local theater, but they will show it here. Oh, yeah. We might be stupid in America. But, you know, when it comes to freedom of religion, freedom to do things, it's amazing you can go under the counter using artificial intelligence, of course. Yeah, like, oh, okay. It's able to do, the technology is so far advanced, it's able to have me speak in Arabic. My lips move the same way. In Arabic, Russian, Mandarin Chinese, Cantonese Chinese, different languages in Japan, but the dialects in India, by putting in this artificial intelligence, so my words come out correctly as speaking to you. So if I'm a person that can't hear in India, but can understand the lips, the voice, that thing, it will take a dialect in India, and I will be speaking that dialect. My tongues and mouth and everything else. Of course, all this will be artificial here, but yes. And the technology is so great. Talk about artificial intelligence. They're working on where my head is replaced, my skin tone is replaced, and I will look like somebody from India or Africa or Saudi Arabia. Same eyes, same tinsel, same hair, everything like that, without really having to worry about anything. Well, what you're looking here is right now this type of thing. Now, very close up, you know, right here, you may see a little thing. But looking at this way, away behind a set of glasses, and of course, if they were sunglasses, it'd be totally different too. I could be Joe Smith from the middle of Kansas City, or Muhammad from the middle of Saudi Arabia, or Joseph from the middle of Nigeria. That's your artificial intelligence. It's taking my body, putting another body on it, able to speak that language, look that part, and those DVDs will sell like hotcakes. And they will like, well, you get let's say the DVD sells for $20 on Amazon here, it will sell for more there. And I can guarantee you it will sell. The Mermaid, which has been banned in a half a dozen Arab countries, will sell, especially if they look the part. That's your artificial intelligence. That's where the writers get those originals, the actors. Well, that's not me. Oh, yes, that is you, Sonny. You just don't look that way or speak that way, but that is you sitting there. Oh, yes. How to really screw up their lifestyle is when you happen to have it's okay to have a belly dancer in Egypt, which has almost nothing, and a lot of them wear almost nothing. Stuff that would be banned in the United States, it's okay there. Oh, you better know it. Ever been doing one of the Arab coffee houses? Wow. I've seen it all anyway, so it really doesn't make any difference. What do you mean you've seen it all? Ever see a 300-pound woman on the beach? Have you ever seen a 300-pound woman with a bikini on a Staten Island beach? yes, they're all right. And so the 300-pound man and his little fawn. It's like, oh God, they're right. We have been cursed. Where's Jaws when you need them? But back to artificial intelligence. It does wonders for you. Any cameraman out there want to go back to film instead of having your video camera out there, 8K? 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 I think it's a lot higher than 8K cameras out there now. The sensors on there are thing. Anybody want to go back to those pre-days with film? My day, it was film. Black bags, which I still may have around somewhere. Black bags, and loading your film into the black bag, into the film holder, you might say, and going down there, so you get rid of the light and everything else. Oh yeah. You preload all your magazines, the 400-foot magazines. You stick them in. You run from. I started with 8mm. I didn't go to Super 8. I went to 8mm, then to 16, and I would get 400-foot rolls, and I would break them down into 100-foot rolls in my little, very dark room, closet. There was no light in there. Definitely no light. And you do it that way. And you shoot with 3 minutes. And a 400-foot roll is 12 minutes. It was painful. Instead of having LEDs here, you had basically photo floods, and then you had the other bulbs coming in. And then you had quartz coming in. And you're lugging around totes, it's almost the size of this, but they give off 1,000 watts. Now these don't have that. Each little light is, I guess, is a watt there. But yeah, so 3, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 by 6, huh? I got one that's 1,000 LEDs and it's 1,000 watts. Big and heavy. These are a lot lighter. But they give off a lot less. Yes. And they're replaceable. I mean, they're very, very quickly. There's your artificial intelligence. Remember the old, when you're first going out with photography, you had to sit there for 5 minutes looking. And to make sure people didn't move, they basically put clamps in the back of their head. And lens got faster, film got faster, glass plates got faster. And they started getting faster. It took people to experiment, but yeah. Brady from the, not the Brady Bunch, but the photographer Brady in in the Civil War would be thrilled to have something like this. He'd go out and take out 1,000 pictures of dead bodies. War. People were shocked to see that. They were shocked before in Europe, but it brought things. Technology changed. Anybody want to go back to black and white? Well, now if you want to go back to black and white, they shoot in color and basically change over. But anybody want to go back to the old days? Anybody want to go back to pre-Apple? Pre-Apple phones? No, you don't want to. That's your artificial intelligence. Your artificial intelligence, basically, what you're carrying around in your pocket. There's more power in your pocket than what launched the first man to the moon. Oh, I give you another one here. Think what the American Indian could have done with the wheel. You saw what the Europeans did with the wheel. Think what the American Indian could have done in moving dirt if they had a wheelbarrow. A little simple thing like that. We think of it as being nothing. But the wheel changed everything. Just like you went from a stick in the ground to a sundial. From a hourglass to a clock on a bell tower. From the bell tower to a pocket watch, to a wristwatch, to the computer timing on this laptop. You're talking artificial intelligence. That's basically an artificial intelligence. Well, it's not giving you feedback, but it is giving you feedback. Everything on this board is giving me a feedback on it. I can tell the time. I can see the date. I can talk into the screen. It will come back to me. That's your artificial intelligence. And I get the writers in Hollywood. Are they going to give up their computer and go back to penmanship? No, of course they're not. They're afraid of artificial intelligence. Well, you got a computer that's going to do that. You got a artificial intelligence thing sitting down in front of you that's going to correct your misspelled words. And someplace how you put them on the line. That's your artificial intelligence. And the writers say, oh, we don't want artificial. Well, bullshit. You're going to get it anyway. And it may even come along when you're done hitting the last word, it automatically prints out to see if you did it right. No writer in Hollywood is going to give that up. They're not going to give up their dictionary. They're not going to give up the watch. They're not going to give up their cell phone. And they're not going to give up their laptop. And they're not going to give up their printer over there. So I don't know. The studios are going to take it away from me. They're going to take away my creativity. Really? You're creative? Wow. If you were creative in reality, you put penmanship out there, but really most writers aren't painting stuff out that thing. You can have just the same thing with a person who writes a novel mystery, learns screenwriting. That's right. Hollywood is filled with movie scripts. There are, MGM has 100 years of movie scripts, if they still have those vaults. So, something new on the stars. Well, I will say the word chair. Electric chair. He is the king and sitting in a chair. He's a criminal sitting in an electric chair. And there's a movie there somewhere, folks. Right now, you ask a writing intelligent AI, give me 20 versions of someone sitting in an electric chair and 20 versions of a king sitting in his kingdom chair. Right, and it will do that. But somebody had to put all those words in there and tell the computer how to do something. And a guy, a Hollywood scriptwriter, was like, yes, this is my script. Are there any jokes in it? Are those jokes created in the AI? The TV series right now, the scriptwriters for that would have had an AI create the jokes. Of course they would. Oh no, we wouldn't do that. Of course you would. You really think I'm that stupid? But AI out there, really look at it. Would you ever want to go back to 5,000 years and tell the guy who's putting a mark on a tablet he can't do it because it's going to interfere with me who can count all this stuff? Nah. It's here. You open the Pandora's box. It's here. Get used to it. It's how you use it. Or as a screenwriter says, I don't use those things. You use a dictionary? Why, yes, you use a computer. Yes, you're using AI. I don't know.